the Pittsburgh Steelers have reopened their quarterback competition, with Mike Tomlin talking to the press on Tuesday about reopening the quarterback competition now that Russell Wilson is healthy. Take a listen to what Mike Tomlin, head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, had to say.
Over the course of the week, I got comfortable with his ability to display his health. Now it's about, knocking the rust off. He did some of that last week. He is in consideration this week. We'll see where that leads us, man. Both guys at the quarterback position are scheduled to work tomorrow, and we'll just walk it day by day, all geared toward putting ourselves in best position to win the football game.
So I'm actually curious. Do you think it will be a mistake at this point in the season to replace Justin Fields with Russell Wilson?
Absolutely. I think it's a huge mistake. He's a 35-year-old Wilson who hasn't played at all this season. He hardly played at all in the preseason because of this calf strain that he had. Fields, on the other hand, he stepped up there. He's 66.3% completion, 1,106 yards, 5 TDs, 1 interception. That's very good for him. He used to turn the ball over a lot in Chicago. He's corrected that. He also has 231 yards rushing and 5 TDs on the ground. He's accounted for 10 touchdowns already in 6 games. The passing game, maybe it's not quite what they desire, but the running game will suffer without Fields. And weren't the Steelers supposed to be a run-first offense with Arthur Smith as the offensive coordinator? Last year, Wilson had 3,070 yards and 66.4% completion, 26 touchdowns, and 8 TDs. If you extrapolate Fields based on his performance so far, he's going to do better than that with 3,133 yards and 28 touchdowns. So week 6 was Fields' best QBR at 74.7. It wasn't his best. It actually is his worst as a passer rating. But the Steelers won. 78.1% of Steelers fans prefer Fields to continue starting. Fields turns likely losses into gains with his running ability that Wilson doesn't have. He's counted for 110 yards created by Fields' mobility to escape pressure. It covers up the weaknesses of the Steelers' offensive line, which is porous. The players love playing with him. He's not making mistakes. He's running the football. Maybe he needs more passing opportunities to get better in the passing game. And when something isn't broken, don't fix it.
Well, yeah, because what's there to fix? It's working. Why would you fix something that isn't broken? My question is, what did the Steelers want from Justin Fields? What were the expectations going into this game? Or into the season, rather. Because they were he's going to back up Russ. That's what the expectations were. Now that after Russ had to deal with his calf injury, what were then the expectations moving forward? Was it just, don't lose games? Well, he did that to a large extent.
He's done everything they asked him to do.
Exactly. So I do think...
Even in the losses that he had, he led fantasy with 31 points in the loss against the Cowboys.
Well, here's my thing, right? They're currently tied for the number 1 spot in the AFC North with the Baltimore Ravens. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's definitely pretty good. And that's with an offensive line, and Mike Tomlin even said it in that press conference. They've had, I think, 6 lineups in 6 games. The offensive line can't stay healthy. Linebacker group can't stay healthy. I mean, the entire team seems like it's banged up. We've had George Pickens give up on routes. I mean, that's just something George Pickens does. He kind of just shuts down a large part. And even you bring it up, Mike Tomlin even admitted Russell Wilson does not have the same mobility and the same legs that Justin Fields has. It adds a layer to his game. What was Russ's big, claim to fame? Rolling out, sending it deep, 65 yards for a touchdown. Yeah. When's the last time we saw that?
Making something out of a broken play. He can't do it anymore.
Exactly. And that's why I think that this would be a massive mistake. My question, and here's the big thing, right? Because I have seen this a number of times. I've watched basically every Pittsburgh Steelers game this season. There is one issue that I keep seeing repeatedly. Justin Fields doesn't really have a nice touch on his throws. They're more line drives that sail over the head if it's too far. I mean, Mac Jones, you always bring it up. He has a rainbow throw. He doesn't have a lot of, grit, spin, a whole lot of duct tape slinging it. He doesn't have that. It's more of just a nice rainbow to in the breadbasket. He doesn't have a lot of zip on it. zippy zappy. That's what you call Bailey Zappy when he replaced Mac Jones. Justin Fields, he has that line drive thing. He doesn't have a good touch to get it right over the defender, right in the hands of one of his receivers, and that's an issue. Does Russ have that? I mean, how big of an upgrade would that be? Would that fit Arthur Smith's system? Because I guarantee you, they cannot run the exact same offense. They can't. It could be a similar offense, but you got to take a lot of those quarterback draws out. You got to take a lot of those option plays out because nobody fears Russ's legs as much as they used to.
You lose the mobility that you have with Fields, which disguises the weaknesses in the offensive line, which will be exposed when Russell Wilson is back there and he gets smothered.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and Russ...
And they're going up against the Jets, who have a pretty good defense.
With Devontae Adams coming back as well.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams says he's probably going to play in the game against the Steelers, so we'll see him out there. But here's the big thing, right? And let's be honest. If Russell Wilson was really better, or Justin Fields was that bad, I think that they would have announced a permanent starter for the rest of the season. Mike Tomlin has not done that at any part so far. In the preseason, week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, all the way to week 6. There has never been a definite, okay, this will be our starting quarterback moving forward.
Yeah.
This will be our quarterback for this week.
I think when the preseason they were intrigued with Justin Fields' athleticism and his mobility, and that even though Russell Wilson, maybe he could have started with his calf slightly injured there, they said, no, we're going to go with Fields and see what we've got. Well, they got something pretty good. They're 4-2, and he's playing within the offense the way you want him to play. It's a run-first offense. He's a game manager. That's what you wanted, and it's worked. And now you're going to fix it? You're going to fix something that's not broken? I don't get it.
I think Russell the big thing is the lack of turnovers.
And he's only turned the ball over once. Russell Wilson threw 8 interceptions last year. He's rusty. I don't know. I think that the Jets should be happy that this is being considered. If Russell Wilson shows up out there on Sunday, I'm waiting to see who they're going to pick for the starter. If they pick Wilson, I'm going to probably pick the Jets.
I find it shocking that his completion percentage has gone from 61.4% last season to 66.3%. Like, that's a massive jump. He's playing better.
He's playing better in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Right?
No, that's a problem that Justin Fields has. When he's winning in the fourth quarter, he has I think it's a 60 passer rating.
The other thing is, what does this say to him? How does he supposed to feel about this? He did everything they asked.
You're replaceable always.
They did it. He did everything they asked. He's played well. He's had high fantasy points. His QBR is improving every game. The team is leading the division at 4-2. You're going to pull him?
And also, the team believes in him.
For a guy who hasn't played any football at all since it was benched last year with 2 games to go. Hasn't played any football at all since then. Only played 1 series in the preseason. And you're going to throw him out there? I think I think it's a mistake. I think it should continue to let Justin Fields play until he makes mistakes or something that warrants him being benched. He's done nothing to warrant being pulled.
I think the biggest tell on how good a quarterback is as a person is the locker room. I guarantee you, almost if not every player and coach believes in Justin Fields. You don't hear anything negative coming out. Even Arthur Smith took a shot at Russell Wilson indirectly while talking about Justin Fields. Not a lot of drama. He's very coachable. We've heard, think about it, several coaches, very credible coaches, give up on Russ. We had the fans of Chicago, coaches of Chicago, players within Chicago. You can't find a negative thing that a majority of people say, especially in the locker room. Meanwhile, Russ, we've heard so many things about Russ. Pete Carroll gave up on him. Sean Payton gave up on him. Mike Tomlin, I don't know. I think they're going to try to give him a shot. It would not surprise me if Russ is out there.
They have that same intrigue that they had about Justin Fields. Now they're feeling about Russell Wilson because the passing game has not been exactly what they wanted.
That's true.
But they don't give Justin Fields the opportunity to pass the ball that much. They're a run-first offense, and he's excelled in that setting. He has 5 running touchdowns.
No, like that's very impressive. The lack of turnovers, the efficiency that he's playing at. I'm surprised how well Justin Fields has been playing.
He has 231 rushing yards.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
He has 110 yards of of offense that they wouldn't have gotten without his mobility.
Yeah, I completely
Disguises
agree with you.
the weaknesses of the offensive line, which will be exposed when Russell Wilson is out there. You wait and see.
I think the biggest thing, one of the biggest things, besides just how loved he is in the locker room, is Justin Fields is not generating as much pressure due to his own walking in the pressure. That's gone down this year. So he's more aware within the pocket. He's not creating pressure because of himself. We haven't seen Russell Wilson do that yet. It looks like in the preseason he was doing that.
Well, Fields is continuing to develop. He's continued to play better, and now they're going to sit him down. That seems like a bad mistake to me.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, if you want to check out the full episode, make sure you click the I in the top right-hand corner right now. If you want to listen to this show anywhere you go, make sure you go to anchor.fm/The Harvey Hour or anywhere you get your podcasts.